Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Red Sonja Free Comic Book Day 2023. Obviously this is the Free Comic Book Day issue for 2023 from Dynamite, and this actually has two stories in it. Surprisingly, they're both pretty much complete stories. One's a reprint, but the first one is the part one of the new storyline. And this story is called His Master's Voice, written by Torunn Gronbekk, art by Walter Geovani, colors by Omi Remalante Jr., letters by Simon Bowland, edited by Joseph Rybrandt. The backup story is the Temple of Abomination, which actually was in Marvel Feature issue 1 back in 1975, and that was written and edited by Roy Thomas, art by Dick Giordano, colors by Michele Wolfman, letters by Cathi Ann Thomas. Now the cover for this one shot is by Nick Bradshaw. I don't really like the cover because her face looks really weird, and it makes it look like she has no neck, almost like an action figure with their head tilted forward at a weird angle. Otherwise the concept is good and most of the art is fine. It's just her head and neck look really weird. Also, it's not centered very well, so you're constantly drawn to just the bizarreness of the face. So I think they should have used a little bit more leading lines. So we start off with this strange woman who's actually a princess going into this filthy hovel of a town. Red Sonja is there to meet her. Things go horribly wrong. Sonja is recipient of this magic rock, and magic seems to have killed this woman, and Red Sonja is getting framed for it. It's a pretty brutal and bloody story, but it is really interesting. It's a good adventure hook, and that's the first half, is this adventure hook that leads into Red Sonja issue 1. The backup story, the Temple of Abomination, like I said, is a reprint from 1975, and it finds Sonja exploring a temple where she comes across some traps and this old priest who's been shackled to the wall and being tortured. She liberates him from the suffering, which she is grateful for, and she has to take on a bunch of evil goat men, and she destroys a pan flute that was controlling them, so she has to take on their leader. And it was a pretty fun, self-contained little story. It's not very long, but it was part of Marvel Feature issue 1, and I have to say the art holds up really well. It's been digitally remastered, so you get a better look at the colors and things like that, and was really impressed with it. It holds up very well. So both were actually very good stories, and it wouldn't have been a problem for me to pay $2 or $3 for this, because both stories were well done with solid art. I was actually really impressed with the art in the first half because it's not nearly what I would expect from Dynamite. This is actually very good for a Dynamite book. There are still a few minor quibbles that could be made, but a solid book all around. So if you get a chance to check this out, this was a pretty fun Red Sonja story. There's a complete adventure in the back from the good old days of Marvel, and a pretty compelling first part of a new story. So I'm looking forward to reading issue 1 and beyond. Hopefully they'll continue to be at least as good. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.